Hello, dear ones. Welcome back to Circle of Soul by Judea. This is going to be a reading for the inauguration of January 20th, the swearing in of a new president for the United States of America. Joseph R. Biden and Kamala Harris are going to be introduced as the new president and vice president. And I've been dealing with some anxiety over this in dreams and just these fleeting thoughts that keep coming in about the inauguration. And so I need to personally clarify if this is my shit or if this is truly about something coming up on January 20th. So I just wanted to take a look and ask for some guidance about this day. The astrology I've already looked at, and what's interesting to me is that the moon is going to be at 29 degrees of Aries at the moment of our 46th president's inauguration. And what's synchronistic about this is that on January 6th, the day of the domestic terrorist attack of the U.S. Capitol, Mars was at 29 degrees of Aries. So that was the first thing that jumped out to me when I looked up the chart. Secondly, there's going to be the moon is conjoining Mars and Uranus conjunction. The Sun and Pluto are conjunct the midhaven of the chart. So I believe overall this is going to be a very transformative and healing event for the nation and for the world. But let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what the cards have to say. I thank my spiritual guidance for the messages that we will get today regarding the inauguration of January 20th. Please show me the messages that we need to see regarding this event. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, the overall situation, it looks like we have the Four of Wands. So ultimately, the world is pretty much feeling some type of satisfaction about the outcome of the election. This is a time of pleasure, success. You know, this is a triumphant card, so that's what I see there. What's crossing, the energy that's crossing us is the Chariot. And again, this to me is about the tremendous energy and coming together of people and decisive action being taken towards making a change. There's also energy of opposing forces needing to be brought into balance. This is a period of extreme division. So there's a need for bringing together of opposing forces. The card of death appeared in the spread for the area of focus. So this tells me that the inauguration itself is going to be a symbol of transformation, the beginning of a new cycle. But I also have this sense of resistance, meaning that there's quite an element that does not want this change to come in. So there is some trauma, a sudden sense of trauma and emotional despair for people surrounding this inauguration. Our strength card, the card in the strength position is the Two of Wands. This is about planning. This is a moment of waiting. Also a moment of sadness in that you're able to see how the past has not gone the way. There was enormous expectation for things that would be manifested and achieved, and right now there is a sense of that not having occurred. There's a sense of loss, there's a sense of not being in the right place. So right now the strength for this event, the power that is latent and at our disposal is one of being able to plan, to sit back and get all of the pieces of the puzzle together so that you can start to rebuild. This is a planning stage. The Knight of Cups appeared in the position of the upcoming energy. So there's going to be a shift emotionally. The energy influencing the inauguration is one of apathy, ingratitude, not being able to see the gifts that are inherent in the situation. So again, this is talking to me about the tremendous divide in the country. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of people that feel like their needs are not being met, and they're so focused on what they have lost that they can't see the good coming in. They can't see the spiritual blessings right in front of their face. And I say all that because we have the Four of Cups and the influences. What you need to know about the inauguration of Joseph R. Biden and Kamala Harris is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a card that is representative of Capricorn. So this is bringing back dignity, social, a positive social reputation. This is, the universe is telling us that the United States of America will be restored in terms of her reputation because of this inauguration. Again, I see that the entire appointment of Biden is divine intervention. There needed to be healing on a global level. And so the divine intervened, literally. People began to move in ways that they never moved before. We know this historically already, the outcome of the election. Trump received more votes than any incumbent president in history. Biden received more votes than any presidential electorate candidate in history. More people voted than ever voted in history. More people were registered. So this is about building in the material world. And I get a sense of lots of creativity and structures being restructured, reformatted. Some dignity is being brought back into the picture. The advice card is the Hangman. So yeah, this is about sacrifice. It's a time for people to recognize where they've gone astray in their senses, their sense of entitlement, being too caught up in the material world, the physical world, that you've lost sight of your spiritual identity. And the universe is bringing us back to that awareness. This is a time of surrender, letting go, sacrifice that's noble. Okay? Making sure you're invested in worthy causes that are based in integrity. The crowning card is the Wheel of Fortune. This means lots of change. Overall, this is going to be a very positive event in the realm of energy, shifting the energy in a positive manner. There's going to be a lot of movement. I cannot stress that enough. Lots of activity, lots of decision making, lots of momentum and forward movement, a lot of motivation to be victorious and triumphant. The astrology of the inauguration is full of square 90-degree aspects between Sun, Moon, between Sun, Mars, between Sun, Uranus, between Pluto, Mars, between Pluto, Moon, between Pluto, Uranus. There is challenge upon challenge. The universe is in a place, it's laying down a footprint of hard work, innovation, forward thinking, purging of habits and thought patterns that are destructive and no longer serving the collective consciousness. Emotions are going to be volatile for quite a while. after Trump leaves office, because I mean, this has been 4 years of just emotional turmoil. This division has not begun because Trump was elected to the presidency of the United States. All right, Spirit, I would like some clarification on this spread regarding the inauguration of January 20th of President Biden and Kamala Harris. Please give us messages regarding January 20th. What is in store for human beings for the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to the presidency? Please show me the message that we need to see, Spirit, regarding the inauguration. What can we expect going forward, please? Okay, this Four of Wands. Please show me why this Four of Wands is here. Okay, the Four of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Lovers. Oh my goodness. So the world has stood up to see what is true, and they've made a choice along those lines. So again, the Four of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Swords. This is about truth. This is about cutting out all bullshit and getting to the heart of what is real and authentic. The Queen of Swords is Libra. Okay, balance. The Six of Swords is about moving away from something turbulent, traumatic, abrasive, mentally taxing into calmer waters. So it's about journeying, it's about travel and healing, it's about spiritual enlightenment. And again, the Lovers, to me, this is the card of Gemini. And Mercury is definitely playing a big role when it comes to the energy being laid down right now. It is in the sign of Aquarius. So lots of new ideas, lots of innovation, lots of humanitarian concern. And again, the world is very happy about this election of Joe Biden versus Donald Trump being reelected. The world is celebrating. Please show me this Chariot, Spirit. Why is the Chariot here for the inauguration? What are the crossing energies? Please clarify. Okay. You know, I absolutely love when Spirit clarifies something with that something. So this is, what was I saying to you all? You have Sun, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter in conjunction, all square to Moon, Mars, and Uranus. The ascendant of the inauguration chart is Taurus. So that's about laying down solid foundations. It's a very intuitive sign. So I find this interesting that we have the Chariot clarified by the Chariot, Eight of Wands, which is, again, this is Mercury. energy of communication. So lots of momentum, lots of communication, and it's communication of a spiritual nature, higher guidance. The Hermit appeared to clarify as well. So this movement is not only in realms of balancing energy, it's in the realm of communication. Probably a lot of laws will be changed, reverted back. I see that. I know Joe Biden announced that there's several things he wants to roll back from the Trump administration, and I would say restore. So thank you for that, Spirit. Now clarify the Death card in our focus. The focus of the inauguration is one of transformation, endings, rebirth. Please clarify the Death card. What is it exactly that is being transformed here by this inauguration? Woo. The Empress, the King of Wands, and the Five of Cups. Oh my gosh. This is what came out to clarify the Death card. So this tells me that we are returning to a practical, our practicality, our creative initiative, recognizing what has gone on that has not been on the up and up, and bringing that back into balance. We have the Empress, the King of Wands. This is Leo. The Five of Cups and Justice. So there's a lot of guilt, shame, remorse that is being reckoned. There's a reckoning. And the universe is asking that we find a new way to create the success that we want to achieve. You know, when you're trying to achieve wealth or success or victory, it can't be at the expense of other people. You can't be trampling on somebody else for your own gain. And that's what I see as being let go by these cards here. Now, the Two of Wands in our strength. Again, I was saying this is a period of waiting, planning, some sadness at the way things have gone on before. Oh, yeah. So, clarifying the Two of Wands is the Seven of Wands. This is about courage, having the courage to look at what is true and giving ourselves time for change, knowing that change isn't going to come overnight. Some patience is required. There's a sense, the universe is saying that everything that you've been working on over this last year or so, it's been really, really difficult, and you've had to be disconnected from the rest of the world. But the things that you've been working hard to do, and the way that you have taken time to develop your spiritual spirituality, your spiritual voice, you're hearing your inner voice. The universe is saying, yes, hold on. But this is certainly a time for us to apply courage to affairs that are hidden that are secret, that are not quite understood, and applying some patience, trust, knowing that things are going to work out, thinking positive. The gifts that are within your hands, handling them with a lot of respect and reverence. So yeah, that makes sense to me that the Two of Wands is being clarified by these cards. It is a period of a lot of creativity and a lot of things getting done, but it is on a very spiritual and physical level. Our attention is also going to be more on the earth. Why is this Knight of Cups here in the upcoming energy? Wow, we have the Four of Wands again. The things that we have been unable to see clearly are going to change, and that's going to bring about some emotional healing. Lots of truth is going to be coming out. There's some investigations going on, and I have a feeling that that's tied to that. I think that over the next year, we're going to see a lot of things that we, up till this point, we didn't see. Why is this Four of Cups in the influences, Spirit? Oh, yeah. There's a return to looking out for other people. The universe is asking us to go against our mode of being. Up until now, so many incidences that have happened over this last 4 years have been focused on looking outside of ourselves. You know, that whole the Muslim ban, Trump's immigration policy had us really speculating on threats from outside of ourselves. But the truth is, the danger is right underneath of our nose. Our Spirit, I need words. Sometimes we undermine the things that we're trying to do. We undermine our best interests because of our own thoughts and feelings and actions. And it literally has nothing to do with anything outside of ourselves. So the influence is that too many people are looking outside of themselves, and the universe is saying that it would be in our best interest if we learned to be more generous, more introspective, understand that the things that you think are true sometimes are not always true, that there's more information to be had. I think because of the pandemic, there's been a cosmic shift of the number of people who are now in touch with themselves, and intuition has developed tremendously in many, many, many thousands of people over this last year. So there is going to be a change in grace. The apathy that we have been experiencing up until now, this sense of, you know, your problem is not my problem and each man for his own, is shifting. So this is good. I like to see this. Why is the Queen of Pentacles in the need to know, Spirit? What do we need to understand about this energy? Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So yes, this is about, again, the Two of Wands is popping up. And the Two of Wands, again, is about planning, you know, trying to figure out the best path forward. And the Queen of Cups is very intuitive. What was I just saying? I think that ultimately the entire world has increased its spiritual understanding, and the inauguration of Joe Biden is definitely going to bring us into a new way of looking at things, a new way of seeing our path forward. And there will be success and prosperity, physical and material abundance. All right, the Hangman. Let's clarify the Hangman spirit and the advice. We have the Knight of Wands, the World, and the Seven of Swords. So yeah. The Hangman being clarified by these cards tells me that universe is saying, have confidence that you're at the end of a cycle. This period of deception is coming to an end. But what it requires is noble sacrifices. Again, I think because Trump is such a narcissistic, self-absorbed, only really cares about his bloodline, honestly. And even then, you know, you better watch out if you cross him or are not loyal to him. But because of his energy and his energy being at the helm of our ship for the past 4 years, the focus has been on privilege. You know, what am I entitled to? The whole Make America Great Again. You know, let me get back to something that I think that I'm entitled to, whatever that may be. That mentality is shifting with Biden and Harris. Complete transformation in mentality. Beautiful thing. Overall, I feel so much better. Yeah, we have the Hangman in the bottom position. I cannot stress enough how much sacrifice, noble sacrifice is needed in this issue. I want to take a look real quick from the collective consciousness and ask for some advice on, whoa, card wanted to fall out there. I embrace the all. I think this is an absolutely on point message. Recognize that you are not separate from other people. You're not separate from the earth. You're not even separate from the stars. And your experiences are really no different than your neighbor or that person who is a foreigner that lives up the street that you just think he's in a whole different universe than you. You're all one and the same. And this is a good time, dear ones, to meditate upon that fact. If that's something that your spirit has not yet come to absorb as true, then, you know, spend some time and look at it. And shit, help us all. Help us all and embrace the all, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for these loving messages. I also want to ask for a healing message. We need some healing. So what can we do to focus on healing when it comes to the inauguration of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris? We drew the offerings card, and I'm sorry, you guys, I'm very emotional right now. I just received the most beautiful message. Spirit wants you to know that you have so much wealth and resource in you. And the tragedy, again, of this last 4 years has been the energy directing us to focus outside of ourselves. So Spirit is saying, come back home and look within and recognize the gifts that you have, because they are absolutely astronomical. The abundance in you, the grace is phenomenal. And you can pretty much take that to the bank. The next card we drew is Stone People. This is about knowing. This is a card of not only knowing what you have to offer, but knowing whose you are. It's really hard being in a physical world to remember who we are spiritually, that we're not of this world. And the universe is saying that there is so much for you, so much more for you to learn about who you are. And again, come home. It keeps coming into me from Spirit. Finally, our next healing message is we drew the Cave card. And again, this is about retreat. This card is a card of retreat. I want to read it to you guys because, we're coming through this pandemic, and I know I have felt like I'm ready to just bust out my pants, bust out my whole body, right? Because I'm restless and I have things that I want to do. So I want a little clarification about this card from the guidance book that comes with this. It's the Shamanic Medicine Guidebook. It says, it is time to retreat as Cave offers you sanctuary. The Anasazi, the prehistoric ancestors of the present Pueblo Indians, made their homes in shallow natural caves and cliffs for protection from external dangers. Cave appears to you now as a safe hideaway where you can be quiet, reflect, and be still. Your days are often spent running here and there and everywhere. Your head is brimming with constant internal chatter. It is time to slow down, stop thinking about what you and everybody else needs or could be doing, and take some time out. It is vitally important that you give yourself a chance to be silent so you can hear the loving messages your guides are trying to give to you. Retreat, feel Spirit, and notice the beauty that is all around you. Be still, breathe, go deep into the cave within. Here in this sacred place, your balance and harmony will be restored. Once you have convalesced in tranquility and learned to live in the present, You will be able to see with new eyes and more fully experience every moment as a gift of life. So the meaning of this card is to focus on you, get away from it all, retreat to a spa, enjoy a massage, or take a sea salt bath, or revive your spirit. Your soul craves quiet time, rest, recuperate without guilt, in preparation for the next leg of your journey. Rest ye from thy weary feet as I invite you to retreat. Now heal within my sacred womb. Restoration shall resume. I think this card has come out, dear ones, because although we've been paralyzed by this pandemic, I think that so many of us, I know I have resisted the stillness because most of all, it's just not natural for me to not do anything. And having to work from home for the last year has been truly traumatic for me. But now it's time to, in this stillness that we find ourselves, to actually do the spiritual work. Make sure you're doing the spiritual work. Okay, don't just be trapped in a certain space and time, but use that space and time productively to get to know yourself, to learn the sound of your own inner voice, to develop a dialogue with your higher self. All right. I want to thank you all for sticking with me through this reading. I hope it was helpful to you and insightful to you as it was for me. I will have links below for the cards that I've used in this spread in case any of you are interested in getting one for yourself. And I'll also have my contact information linked below. But that's it for now. I'm going to say goodbye, but never forever. Ciao.